This video was made possible through a Ko-fi request from Henry Mockingbird. I apologize for the long wait.
Well, that is a mistake.
Channel awesome.
People are always so split when it comes to Cinderella. Some say it's a charming fairy tale, others say it's an incredibly sexist story. I guess I'm somewhere in between. I mean, yeah, did Cinderella really have to stay with that family? Could she have left at any time?
Well, you gotta keep in mind that the original story in this particular version took place in a different time. So no, Cinderella couldn't have just left at any time because she was legally bound as a family servant. If she just left, what's to say no one would find her and bring her right back?
For example, the prince is much more fleshed out. Yeah, he isn't just a bit of hunk arm candy.
Yeesh, talk about a shift in volume there. I mean, it's not that drastic, but it's really noticeable.
I also kind of like the idea that the fairy godmother is disguised as a peasant, but then when Cinderella treats her with kindness, that's when she gives her the reward. A good lesson, but isn't the idea that she's being rewarded for kindness all through her life? It's kind of weird that she suddenly gets all this stuff just for treating one person in a good way.
I guess, but I think fairy godmother wants to make sure she's really worthy, like if she would still show kindness even at her lowest moment.
If you watch the interviews, they all talk about how she's not a damsel in distress and she's not a waif. Ironically, in trying to make the character more strong and independent, they actually make her more submissive and more dependent.
Okay, I've seen this movie at least twice, and not once did I feel like the filmmakers wanted to make this Cinderella more strong and independent, just optimistic and kind in the face of oppression like how the original story and original cartoon were.
In the original cartoon, her father dies when she's a child, so it makes sense that she would be used to this way of living, that she's supposed to be the servant. Here, he dies when she's practically an adult, so it doesn't make any sense why she wouldn't just leave.
I mean, technically she's an adult, but she's still like 18 or very early 20s, so she wouldn't be as independent or willing to leave her father's place than if she was older. And like I said, this was the 19th century when it was commonplace for young women to stay with their parents until they got married.
And following that over-the-top happy childhood, she herself is also over-the-top happy. There's one scene where she finally breaks down, and it's a very welcome scene, but all the other times, she just kind of smiles and looks pleasant.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the point. The fact that Cindy tries to be optimistic and kind even through all the bad shit she went through, which is why she was so worthy to get all the goodies from the fairy godmother in the first place.
In this movie, when they rip the dress apart, it doesn't mean a thing. Yeah, she cries and she feels sad, but it feels like we're going through this simply because it's the Cinderella story. We kinda gotta go through it. We already had the big cry scene when she realizes she isn't part of the family, and it was very effective. But because of that, you're taking away from a moment that should have been huge because you did it a little too early.
Well, it's like you said, she already had a big cry moment because it was when she realized she wouldn't be seen as part of the family anymore. Here, it's somewhat more subdued because she's been kinda used to being shut out all the time.
On top of that, there's a scene at the end where she's locked in the attic. Now in the original, she tries to get out. She's banging on the door, she's calling for help. In this one, she's just so happy thinking about her prince and also somehow so sad that she thinks nobody would want to see her that she does nothing. She just spins around singing to herself. Oh my god, this is supposed to be the stronger, more independent version?
So, did you somehow forget the passage of time between her getting locked in the attic and her imagining the good times with the prince? Remember, after Tremaine locked her up, it cut to 9:10 when she blackmails the Grand Duke to make her and her daughters part of the royal family. And the next day when they go to Cindy's house, it's possible Cindy had tried everything to escape and all she could do at this moment is reminisce about a grand time at the ball. I wouldn't mind this humongous flub-up, except that would later make this exact same flub-up with his old versus new with both Disney versions, where he somehow still overlooked this passage of time even when he probably rewatched it. This seriously bugs me so much that I'm just gonna add 20 cents here. Seriously, which juicy make nitpick when you need them?
With 627 by my side, the councilwoman won't be able to stop me.
This is low even for you!